Never been a better time than right now in this amazing creator economy than to start a business, start earning some extra money on the side, perhaps, or even turning this into a full time endeavor. And you can quit your 9 to 5 and focus solely on this. I'm going to cover the essentials, my experience in online business and running businesses, both brick and mortar and online, for the past 3 decades, and a whole lot more. You don't want to miss this. You're in the right place if you want to actually monetize and earn some extra money in the creator economy. So make sure you come on back. Welcome, everybody, to the Creator Economy Livestream podcast show. I'm your host, Professor Nez. Great to see you. Come on in. And if you're new to this show, if you're wondering what in the world did I stumble upon, this show is all about helping you monetize your experience, your skills, and your creativity in the creator economy. I truly believe this is the greatest time to be alive. There's more opportunities now to dictate life on your own terms. I'm living proof of this. And it's really important that you understand this more than anything else. Everything that we talk about on this show, all of the tools, all of the aspects, all the different avenues, different opportunities, new and old, that we feature here on the channel are all tried and true, anchored in reality, practical and reasonable. We're not selling coconuts and yachts here. And so it's really important to me because it irks me to no end. A lot of trolls I have no problem with, oh God, here's another guy who's trying to tell us that we can make more money. It's really important to me that you understand that I really am coming from a place of experience, and I only talk about the things that I personally have experienced, that I've personally been able to monetize, personally be able to build, and share that with you, as well as highly vetted, highly researched. And so it's just really important to me that you understand that. And so welcome, replay viewers, podcast listeners. We want to see you here live. I know it's not maybe the best time for everybody, but just to let you know, we do go live every single Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to talk about 30 profitable business ideas for 2022. Now, just to be clear, I have a free download for you. If you don't want to hear what I'm going to say, and if you don't want to listen to what I'm about to give you, which is going to be a real contextualized, the apex, the crux of what you need to be successful, and coming from experience, coming from research, coming from highly vetted methodologies, you can download that free guide right now. 30 profitable business ideas 2022. The link is in the description. The link is also in the pinned comment right now on YouTube. If you're like, Nez, I don't want to hear the spiel, you can get that right now. But I promise you, if you're really serious and committed, and I know our awesome Nez Nation audience, you guys are some of the most dedicated, hardworking, individuals, professionals, podcasters, content creators on the planet. I promise you it'll be worth your time if you listen to what I'm about to say. Plus, I'm also going to take questions. And the reason why it's important to stick around for the questions is because not only do we have amazing professionals, executives, content creators, live streamers, podcasters here, a very tight-knit, the best online community on planet Earth, bringing more humanness to this digitalness, you're going to probably be absolutely bamboozled and flabbergasted. I don't think I've ever used those two words back to back. That there might be some questions that you never even thought of. There probably are going to be some questions that you have yourself, and you're going to get answers to those today on today's show. So make sure you stick around, because I usually take questions at the end. So you got to really stick around, listen, and watch until the very end. But I want to start with context. I want to start with context. So I've been running businesses for literally decades. Okay. I started out running a paper route, which is basically you're kind of a solopreneur before that even word was even a thing back in the 80s, for crying out loud. I mean, that's how old I am. And, you know, I helped my mom start her leather shoe business, handbag business, which is still up today in my teens. I started a catering company in my 20s. My digital consulting business has been around for a very, very long time. So I've been running businesses. I've been teaching at some of the top business universities all over Southern California and even remotely, East Coast, even international. So I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I am going to share with you. I promise you, if you stick around, it will be highly worth your time. I'm going to share with you what I believe are the essential qualities, the essential things and tools that you need today, 2022, so that you can succeed at running one of these businesses, whether it's part-time, whether it's full-time, quarter time, whatever. If you don't understand what I'm about to tell you and talk about, having the list, having the 30 profitable business ideas, it's a moot point. It's not going to mean anything. It's going to mean squadoosh. I'm going to cover this right about now. First, let's find out who's here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live stream. I always like to do a roll call, and please, if you're just joining us, make sure you smash that giant thumbs up. Share this out, because y'all know sharing is caring. My man Chris Stone is in the house. Great to see you, Chris Stone. Chris Stone just got back from a big conference. He is absolutely crushing it. He is my Amazon influencer program mentor, guide, guru. He is just an amazing individual. Him and Jim are crushing it with Dealcasters Live. AL in the house. Good to see you. Anthony, Brian in the house. Good to see you, Ahmed. Fantastic to see you. We've got my main mod, Mr. Luis, Camera Junkie. Good to see you. Hey, Steve. Good to see you. Steve Mahalo. Do it right the first time. I love it. Good to see you on LinkedIn. One of the actual universities that I taught at was named after Steve. You see, when you come to a Nez Nation live stream, when you come to the Creator Economy live stream podcast show, you don't just get me, who's been doing this for decades. Look at this amazing, successful, thriving, highly experienced, credible, ethos-driven audience. I mean, you get the best of the best. And so that's why, replay viewers, podcast listeners, I implore you, try your hardest to be here live, because we love seeing you. Okay, so great to see you guys. Come on in. So I'm going to talk about what I think are the essential qualities. And live viewers, I'd love to hear from you too. Engage in the conversation, engage with each other. I'm going to take your questions towards the end of this. So just please keep in mind, I'm here for you. I'm going to answer all your questions live, and replay viewers, podcast listeners are going to get a ton of value from this. Again, if you're like, Nez, I don't have time for this stuff. I respect that. Go download the free guide. It's in the description, 30 profitable business ideas for 2022 that you can implement today and start earning money today. Start getting things cooking today. That link is in the pinned comment. It's also in the description and the show notes. It's absolutely free. Costs you nothing. Okay. So go download that free guide right now. If, you really don't want to stick around, because what I'm about to tell you is something I wish somebody taught me when I was first starting. What I'm about to tell you are aspects. Think of it as the kind of, the holy grail, the absolute essential starter kit. If somebody would have shared this with me, if somebody would have given this to me when I was first starting out, I would have saved myself a ton of headaches. I would have saved myself a ton of frustration. I would have saved myself a ton of heartache. Okay. And let's just jump right into it, because the first thing that I believe you need to possess, and this is an approach. This This is not a philosophy. This is not an ideology. These are anchored in reality, proven methodologies. That's what these are. And nothing about this is theoretical. These are all things that I have put into practice to this day. I run multiple businesses right now, starting new businesses with my wife and other partners, investing in new businesses. I mean, I'm not just running, this is just one brand. This is just one business. My Professor Nez channel here on YouTube and other platforms. We've got multiple businesses. I still implement these strategies and these, I want to call it almost the 3 to 5 commandments that I think every business owner needs to not only be successful, but to maintain relevancy and maintain and sustain that success. The first thing I just want to kind of impart to you is this. Instead of thinking, because it can be really a cool idea, ooh, I want to be an entrepreneur, especially nowadays. Ooh, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a business owner. I want to dictate life on my own terms. I want freedom. I want to be able to set my schedule and block my schedule whenever I want, not answer to any boss. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful things. There's a lot of beneficial things. There's a lot of unbelievable freedoms. There are economic, financially, geographically, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it comes at a huge cost. It comes at a huge price. It takes an exorbitant amount of blood, sweat, and tears. Hard work. Nothing in this life comes without a ton of hard work. Nothing great, nothing triumphant in this thing called LIFE comes without an exorbitant amount of sweat, blood, and tears. But it's worth it. The first thing that I want to tell you is, instead of thinking, man, it'd be really cool to be a business owner, or, you know what, I got a really great idea, or, you know, I got a really great innovation, I got a really cool concept, throw all that away. Throw all that away. Everybody's got great ideas. Everybody's got a ton of concepts. Everybody thinks they have the next iPhone, the next, brilliant money-making consumer product, service, etc., etc. I want you to come with this number one essentiality that you need when starting a business, and that is this. Number one, I want you to think about, what problem can you solve? Instead of this, starting a business has a lot of romanticism. Being a business owner, it's almost akin to the American dream. It's got a lot of romanticism. It's got a lot of idealism attached to it. And so many people think they can do it. So many people think it doesn't take that much to get things going. All I need is financial backing. All I need is a round of funding. I need investors. Well, I mean, yeah, that's one way you could go about it, but it's not about you. You need to understand this. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you. What problem can you solve? You have to think about this. None of these ideas in this 30 most profitable business ideas list, this download, this PDF, that, by the way, is highly in depth. Again, I believe and vouch for all 30 of these incredible business ideas. And again, that free download is in the pinned comment. It's in the description. All you got to do is give us your best email, and it's yours for free, and we'll send it to you. I vouch for all of them. Good to see you, Garen. Garen on LinkedIn. Good to see you. Hey, look at that. It's Tish. Tish is in the house. What problem can you solve? Every great product, every great service, is successful based on that question, based on being the solution to that question. What problem does your ideal audience, your ideal customer have that you have a solution for? Your product, service, your business needs to be the solution. For example, there's nothing romantic about toilet paper, but I need it. And when I buy toilet paper, there's nothing dramatic about that. There's nothing romantic about that. But it solves a problem. I need toilet paper. I need something to clean something with. I need something to wipe my mouth after I, yada, yada, yada. Fill in the blank. After I eat, I need toilet paper. There's nothing romantic about my need, okay, because time is of the essence, to heat up something really quickly so I can give myself sustenance so I can get on my day. I don't have all day. I don't have all time. I don't have all the time in the world. I need something quick, fast, convenient. Hence the microwave. I need the microwave. I need a car to take me to work. I need a car to take me to the grocery store. I need a car to take my family and I to Legoland, to Disneyland, whatever. A lot of people actually take their car very personally. A lot of people take it very romantically. Me, I'm not. It gets me from point A to point B. I don't need anything fancy. I just need something that's going to work, something that's going to solve my problem. I have bad breath. I need to make sure that my dentist bill isn't in the tens of thousands of dollars. So what do I do every night? What do I do every morning? I brush my teeth. Toothpaste. I need toothpaste to do that. It solves a problem. You think about it. So I don't care, it's most people don't care about, oh, Crest. Oh, Colgate. Oh my God. Let me tell you about this. Nobody is having a conversation at Starbucks, okay, about Colgate or Crest. Nobody's doing that. Nobody is spending too much time thinking about that. They understand that I have a problem. This thing solves that problem. I'm willing to pay money for that. Does that make sense, everybody? Let me know in the comments. You need to come with this notion. You need to come with this truth first. What problem can you solve? Because it's got nothing to do with you. You want to be successful in business, you got to understand it's all about them, your customer, your audience, your viewer, your consumer, your whatever. It's all about them. Even running an organization, running a business, your staff, your managers, your personnel. It's all about them. It's not about you. If you don't have a happy staff, if you don't have a company culture that is conducive to boosting employee morale, feeling of purpose and connectedness, you're going to lose. You're not going to get the best people. If you don't get people who can do their job correctly and efficiently and are good at what they do, how's your company going to survive? So it's incredibly, incredibly important that you understand that this idea, I don't even know what to call it. It is a commandment. It's not an idea. It's not a concept. It is an essentiality. What problem can you solve? Okay. You want to start a drop shipping company? What problem can you solve? You want to start an e-commerce business? What problem can you solve? You want to be a content creator, build an audience and monetize that? What problem can you solve? Why should people care? Why should people care about you, care about what you do, care about your service, care about your products? Everybody has their very first impulse. This is called human psychology. I talked about this in the last stream. Hey, it's good to see you, Computer Pal, in the house. Ahmed, as I said before, please, and this goes for everybody, please, maybe you didn't hear me. Please save your questions towards the end. I'm going to take all your questions. I'm going to answer all your questions. Again, that free download, the 30 most profitable, lucrative business ideas 2022, highly vetted, highly researched. I do about half of them. That free download is located in the pinned comments. It's also located, in the description, in the show notes. Takes you 2 seconds. It's absolutely free. It's all yours. You can get that at any time. I'm trying to give you the essentiality, the blueprint for success based on my decades of running businesses, what I did right, what I did wrong. I made 1,000,000,006 mistakes. Okay. I don't want you to have to make those mistakes. They're not teaching you this stuff in business school. They're not teaching you this stuff at the university. They're not teaching you this stuff anywhere. This is the absolute truth. This is not coconuts and yachts. So I'm really excited to have you guys here, but I'm going to answer your questions. Leave your questions towards the end, please. You want to run a consulting company. You want to trade your time for money, be a coach, be a consultant. What problem can you solve? Why should I hire you? If you understand human psychology, I talked about this in the passive income stream, which, by the way, if you missed the passive income stream, holy macadamia nut, was that on fire. That was absolutely on fire. You got to go check that out when you get a second. The passive income stream, a lot of the same kind of concepts, a lot of the same things actually apply that I mentioned in that stream. And so what I'm talking about right now, again, relates to human psychology, which I think is the most underrated skill in the creator economy. Audience psychology. It's not your tech gear. It's not your ability to use a DSLR camera or have the ultimate production value or have the most expensive gadgets or this or that. It's not even having the nicest website. It's not about how many followers or subscribers you're able to buy or get or whatever. If you understand audience psychology, if you understand human behavior, you're going to win, which is why I mentioned that story about one of my probably all-time mentors when I was 18, 19, saying, this is a gentleman who had multiple decorated, tons of honorary degrees, PhDs, awards, the highest awards in his field. And he said the greatest education he ever got was working at a hardware store at 17 years old. Why? Because he learned. Everybody here watching and listening right now, I mean, even if you could do it part-time, go work retail. Go work at a retail store. Go work at a Starbucks. Work at Walmart. I'm telling you, forget about the money. Forget about the pay. The experience and the education is, first of all, you'll be getting paid, but you won't be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a wasteful business school, accruing debt. Human behavior, learning how to deal with people is the number one essential skill. If you want to know how to solve a problem, if you listen to what I just said 10, 15 minutes ago about how this is the ultimate, one of the best commandments, okay? Be a server, be a bartender, be a waitress, be a waiter. I'm telling you, I used to be a bartender. In my 20s, I was a bartender. I was a waiter. I was a server. I worked at catering companies. I started a catering company in my late 20s. That actually was pretty successful for a while. I just didn't have the bandwidth to do it anymore. I decided to go into teaching and being a professor. Understanding human behavior. You won't know how to solve a problem if you don't understand this. And so this is what I was going to say, which I think is so profound, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. This is a truth. Debate me on this. This is an absolute truth. People always think about themselves first. People start with a vested interest in their own wants, their own desires, their own challenges first before all else. People are always going to be selfish first. You won't hear that in a fancy humanities course. You won't hear that in a sociology class at any state school, university level. You won't hear that in a psychology class. People have a vested interest in themselves first. I'm not saying altruism is not real. I'm not saying there aren't unselfish people out there. I'm not saying there aren't giving people. I'm saying their first impulse, their number one je ne sais quoi, their absolute truth is they think about themselves first, period. Nobody cares about your business idea. Nobody cares about how cool your branding logo is. Nobody cares about how awesome your idea is or how powerful or how cool and innovative and different. Nobody cares unless it solves a problem. Unless I, the consumer, the customer, the viewer, whatever, unless I am intrigued because it relates to what I need, I don't care. I'm just telling you the truth here. I'm telling you the absolute, unequivocal, capital T truth. Tish says, no, thank you. I've done retail. That's right. Yeah. But you probably got skills that you don't even realize, Tish, that you've gotten from retail. I'm not saying it's fun. Hold on. First of all, let me bring this comment up from Tish because I love this. No, thank you. I did retail for 20 years. I didn't say it was fun. Believe me, dealing with retail customers, dealing with the public, dealing with God knows who walks into your store, walks into your bank, walks into your restaurant, walks into your bar. I didn't say it was fun. As a matter of fact, 85% of the time it was miserable, right? But the value, the lessons learned in human behavior, human psychology are absolutely irreplaceable and priceless. Priceless. I've worked for the longest time and know how to interact with potential customers. I love that. Steve, it's so great to see you, Steve. Look at this essay that Steve just wrote. Holy macadamia nuts, Steve. Hey, Steve, have you heard of this word called conciseness? I'm just giving you a hard time. It's always a good time to start a business if you understand what you're doing and surround yourself with good people. Yeah. It's good to have a good, CPA, public. Make sure and get an audit from a reputable account, especially one that has a large. Go with Big Four if you can afford it. Yeah, I love it. Great stuff, Steve. Thank you for being here, by the way. Steve Mahalo. Great to see you. Understanding human behavior, understanding audience psychology is the most undervalued, underserved, undereducated, undermentioned commandment when it comes to running a business, being a content creator, a full-time content. But by the way, being a content creator is a business. You want to run a YouTube channel? You want to run a media company? You want to be an Amazon influencer? That's a business. You have to think like a business. When you think, even if you're just doing it for kicks and giggles, even if you just want, you know what, Nez, I just like to create videos. I just like to be a YouTuber just for the idea of it, just for the fun of it, just for the creative outlet of it. That's fine. But if you want to create anything meaningful, anything with any impact, anything that has growth potential, you need to think like a business. And what I mean by that is what I'm telling you right now. Number one is what problem can you solve? It's not about you. It's about them. Really quickly, I know you guys know that I talk about live streaming all the time. I know you guys know that we talk about on the Creator Economy Livestream podcast show. We talk about creating content. We talk about putting yourself out there. We talk about creating value and impact so that you can grow, so that you can, basically three-dimensionalize yourself, which in turn helps you attract the right people, aka customers, viewers, etc. One of the best ways to do that is to have live streaming be a part of your content strategy. I've been live streaming. Wait for it. I've been live streaming since $15.99. $15.99. A long time, y'all. And I've tried them all. I've literally tried them all. Every single platform on planet Earth, I've tried them all. The best one that I've found is the one that I'm using right now. I'm able to go live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. We've got all these great, unbelievable online community in the Nez Nation family here right now. Make sure you share this out, please, because we want to get as many people here as possible. We want to share this wealth of knowledge and this treasure trove of knowledge and get everybody cooking in 2022, starting their business, making some extra money. Maybe me even, dare I say, making some full-time money. You see, I have realistic expectations, practical expectations. Yes, this download, this free download, 30 Most Profitable Business Ideas 2022, every one of those can be a full-time gig. But I have realistic expectations. I know a lot of you guys are not just ready to jump in head first and quit your job and like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make... Plus, it doesn't work like that anyway. It takes time to build a business. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of trial and error. It takes a lot of mistakes. Very practical, very realistic. But you need a place to start. And I think these 30 ideas, I know, guarantee you one of them will complement you. One of them will spark something, and you can do it. I know you can do it. So get that free download right now in the pinned comment and in the description. So live streaming is in my blood. I've been doing it forever, as I said, over 500 years. and I'm able to bring this beautiful ticket taper. I'm able to bring these awesome comments up. I'm able to go live in multiple places. I'm able to make my live stream look professional. Well, you can too. And you can actually try StreamYard for free. With my link in the description, you can try StreamYard for free. And guess what? With my link, you don't even have to put in a credit card. You can start going live immediately. If you don't like it, cancel it. It's over. Hasta la pasta. No credit card, no strings, no drama for your mama. Go on your merry way. With my link, you don't need a credit card to start. So if you're interested in live streaming, if you understand the power of live streaming in the creator economy, go check out StreamYard right now. Also, I get your DMs and messages all the time. Nez, you talk about the creator economy, you talk about creating content, you talk about podcasting, you talk about live streaming, you talk about VOD, video on demand, you talk about YouTube, Amazon, etc., etc. I want to know what kind of gear you use. I want to know what kind of lighting do you use? What kind of camera do you use? What kind of audio do you use? What kind of gimbal do you use? What kind of etc., etc.? Well, guess what? I made a list for you. Amazon, as an Amazon influencer, I have my very own Amazon storefront. And if you go to amazon.com/shop/Professor Nez, you'll see all my idea lists, budget friendly, all the gear that I use and that I vouch for. It's all there for you. Link in the description and the show notes. Go to my Amazon shop /Professor Nez and go check out that stuff right now. Okay, the next thing that you need. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Good to see you, Sherry. Sherry finally made it. Good morning. Tish says, I've been live streaming since 1622. I got you beat. That's right. Glasses off, Chris. The next thing that you need to know, okay, which these are all kind of interrelated. These are all, really interconnected, if you will. I mean, understanding audience psychology, audience behavior, what problem can you solve? You got to understand sales. If you want to be in business, you got to understand sales. Everything that you think about sales is wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. Everything you think you know about selling is wrong. And I'm going to school you, and I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean and why I've been able to accrue multiple six-figure businesses, multiple online businesses, brick and mortar, you name it, everything. You can't have a business without sales. You can't have customers. You can't sustain yourself. You can't grow. You can't put food on the table if you don't have sales. If you want to start a business in 2022, again, that free download, 30 lucrative, profitable business ideas 2022 in the pinned comment and in the description. It's free anytime you want. If you don't have sales, if you don't understand sales, hasta la pasta. Means nothing. 305 Live. Welcome. Dr. Elo is here. Yes. Dr. Elo. By the way, Dr. Elo, you are amazing. Dr. Elo is an awesome live streamer. Oh, thank you, Anthony. I love you, man. You're the best. So proud of you, son. I'm proud of you, son. I can say that to Anthony because he's only 12. At least he acts like he's 12. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Anthony. AL in the house. Where's Mama Lock? Get Mama Lock over here, too. Good to see you, Brian. I'm going to be opening up a group coaching program where, on these live streams, and all my content is free, obviously. But for members only, I'm going to be diving deep with, our members very, very soon. I'm getting the program orchestrated, architected as we speak. And so, Dr. Elo, it's awesome to have you as a member of the Nez Nation family. And it's just great to see you, brother. So we're going to be doing some real in-depth mastermind, members only group coaching. I was going to say live streams. They are going to be live streams, but they're going to be group coaching sessions where I dive deep into your content, into your business, into your online presence, et cetera, helping you with extreme specificity. It's going to be very detailed, very diligent. And so consider becoming a member. Sales. If you don't have sales, you don't have a business. Okay. And a lot of you guys Actually, let me know in the comments. What do you think? What's the first thing that comes to mind? I bet I can guess. Excuse me. What is the first thing that comes to mind when I say you need sales in your business? What's the first thing that comes to mind? I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what pops into your head. I can almost guarantee it's not a very favorable feeling. It's not a very comfortable, maybe, or um, positive impression when I say the word sales to you. And I'm going to flip that up. I'm going to do a complete 180, which is why I said everything you think about sales, everything you've thought about sales, every idea you've had about sales is capital W wrong. Have you guys hit that thumbs up yet? I want you to just take you 2 seconds. Hit that thumbs up right now, please. I'd really, really appreciate it. Welcome to the Creator Economy Livestream podcast show. I am your Creator Economy ambassador, Professor Nez, hosting this show, running businesses since 1225. So Anthony says, let's see here. You need the ability to communicate and go out of your way to help people. Yes. Sherry says, people buying your service. Yeah, but what comes to mind when I say the word sales? RPM Next is good to see you too. I hope you're still around. Let me know in the comments if you're still here. Well, let me just go ahead and kind of tell you what I get all the time with my clients, people who hire me, and in our masterminds. People always think sales is icky, gooey, gross, a pejorative, negative. It's usually a negative connotation, a negative feeling. Used car salesman, associated with sales. Here's the definition of sales. Not only is it absolutely essential for any business, but I'm going to give you the best definition for sales. And it's nothing complicated. It's nothing, nothing complex about it at all, but it is absolutely essential. Number one, sales is just very simply the ability. Anthony touched on this. Sales is just literally the ability to effectively communicate your value to another human being. It's basically a way of communicating a mutual value exchange between yourself, company, solopreneur, organization, business, whatever, content creator, and your customer, client, consumer, audience, viewer, etc. It's a mutually beneficial value exchange communicated effectively. That's literally all it is. It's just effective communication. That's what sales is. I mean, you should never, ever, ever think of sales. Let me tell you what sales is definitely not. Sales is not convincing. You should not be in the convincing business. Sales is not manipulation. It has nothing to do with manipulation. A lot of people think sales, you got to be a, Wolf of Wall Street, You got to have these tactics and gimmicks, and you got to be a scumbag, and you got to be a manipulator, a charlatan, a slickster, right? It couldn't be further from the truth. Like I said, no business on planet Earth, SpaceX, Apple, mom and pop cookie shop down the street, no business on planet Earth, B2B, B2C, whatever. No business on planet Earth can survive without sales. What are you selling? Who's buying it? Are you getting conversions? Are you getting sales? If you don't get sales, you don't have a business. If you don't have cash flow, if you don't have revenue, you don't have a business. You can't pay your people. You can't put food on the table. You have to have sales, right? Thank you, Dr. Elo. Appreciate that. It's not manipulation. Don't try to ever convince anybody. You should never, ever try to convince anybody. It's just effectively communicating why your product or service is going to benefit your customer, client, potential, prospective, viewer, etc. That's all it is. And if they're not convinced, you move on. You're not in the convincing business. Try to convince somebody. Try to force the situation. Sales is not forcing anything. I know you've heard high pressure sales and coffee's only for closers, right? Glengarry Glen Ross, Alec Baldwin. You're not in the convincing business, okay? But if you believe in what you're offering, it's really all about energy. That's what sales is all about. Sales is all about. I should do an entire masterclass on sales alone. Who wants to see that? Give me a hashtag yeah in the chat. Who would like to see that? I should do an entire, because I'm a master salesman. Nobody's better than me. Nobody on planet Earth is better than Nez at sales, because it's not what you think. It's not slickness. It's not manipulation. It's not lying. There's no lying involved. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in the product and brand of Professor Nez. I believe in myself more than anybody on planet Earth. I know my services, I know my products help my audience, my customers, solve their problem and get what they need. So when I'm communicating, aka selling, I'm not convincing. I'm just simply illustrating what are the benefits. I'm simply illustrating audience psychology. I'm simply communicating what's in it for them, not what's in it for me. This is what it can do for you. This is what it can help you overcome. This is what can help you achieve. This is what it can help you avoid, etc., etc. Sales is just effective communication. Telling your story of your product and service in a way that is geared towards them, audience psychology, and helps them solve a problem. If you can communicate that, you're on fire. That's a great point. I love what Tish just said, the artist haven. If you have a good product or service and believe in it wholeheartedly, it sells itself. It does. There's no convincing needed. There's no pressure. There's no gimmick. There's no trick. There's no magic hack or anything like that. You don't have to be a used car salesman, high pressure. You don't have to close. It's all about closing. You know, I made this mistake when I first started a couple of my businesses. I said yes to everybody. Even when I knew the client or customer was going to be a major headache. And it wasn't worth the sale. It wasn't worth converting. It wasn't worth the money. Because the headache, the frustration, the undeniability that we weren't a good fit for each other was more stressful and distressing. I don't care how much money you pay me. Nothing's worth that. Yes, that's right, Anthony. 74 AD. Since the dawn of mankind. I've been around that long. Me and Moses, okay, we're the first live streamers. No, I'm kidding. I'm only joshing you. They don't teach you this in business school. They don't teach you, it's very textbooky. I mean, let me, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I want to look up what the textbook sales. Let's see what the definition is. Okay, so Wikipedia says, boy, that's too long. I just want the absolute, what's the definition? Sales definition. Hold on one second. I want to see what these guys say. Nobody teach the exchange of a commodity for money, the action of selling something. Okay, so what's selling then? What is that? What's that definition? Give or hand over something in exchange. Persuade someone of the merits of. Incorrect. Look at this. This is Webster's dictionary. Incorrect. No, this is incorrect. This is incorrect. Let me put this in the chat. This is the actual definition. This is what I mean. They're not teaching you anything. You don't have to persuade anybody. This is the actual definition of selling. Persuade someone of the merits of. I'm not persuading Jack. No, because as soon as you put rhetorical connotation of persuasiveness and persuading, that's manipulation. That's convincing. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm simply trying to communicate, okay, what I can do to solve your problem. This is what I can do. This is what my product, service, whatever it is, can help you to solve your problem. It's not persuading. This is what we're teaching our kids. This is what we're teaching everybody. Incorrect. Wrong. It's wrong. It's just wrong. The reason I'm saying this, the reason I'm sticking on sales so long is because I know most of you guys are absolutely dread the even thought of having to sell, the even thought of having to try to convince somebody that your product, your service, anything like that is worth it. The very mere thought just drives fear into the heart of all of you listening and watching right now, replay viewers, podcast listeners. I know it does. Let me know in the comments, by the way. I respond to all the comments personally. So replay viewers, podcast listeners, come back and comment right here on our YouTube channel. I'd love to hear from you. That's a nice way of saying con artist. Yeah, exactly. I love that, Tish. That's exactly right. So the reason I'm sticking to this is because I don't want you to ever feel the vibe of selling as persuasiveness, as convincing, as manipulation, as this icky, gooey thing. It's not. It's none of those. And it's absolutely essential. It's just effective communication, period. Period. That's it. Get your questions ready, guys, because I'm going to answer your questions very, very soon. Again, if you're just joining us, you're watching the Creator Economy Livestream podcast show, 30 profitable business ideas for 2022. The free downloadable guide and list with extensive description, extensive information is located in the pinned comment, in the show notes, and in the description. It's absolutely free. Get the 30 most profitable business ideas for 2022 right now in the show notes, in the description, and in the pinned comment. The next thing that you need. So we talked about, think about what problem you can solve. We talked about audience psychology. We talked about that most 99.99% of people think about themselves first. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? I don't care how cool your iPhone is. I don't care how cool your Lexus is. I don't care how cool your innovation, your idea, concept is. What can it do for me? It's not about you. It's about them, right? We talked about sales. The next thing, which everybody gets wrong, you need to know how to brand yourself. If you think any of these 30 profitable business ideas are for you, which I know at least one or two will be, everything that I'm talking about in today's show is geared towards being successful at that. The mere list itself is the free download. Go get it as soon as you want, whenever you want. What I'm talking about, though, are the blueprint, the architectural guidelines on how you can be successful and make real money, sustainable money over the long haul, over the long term. Being a content creator is a business. Being a consultant is a business. You know, having a YouTube channel is a business. Having a podcast can be a business. Running an e-commerce store is a business. You know, all of these business ideas that are located in that free download will mean goose egg, squadoosh, if you don't have this blueprint that I've been communicating for the past 45 minutes. And we're not done yet. And I'm still going to take your questions. You need to know how to brand yourself. Personal branding. Let me know in the comments what comes to mind when I say you need to know how to brand yourself. What comes to mind when I even mention the word or concept of personal branding? Let me know in the comments right now. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments right now. By the way, did you guys know that we do have a podcast? I know podcast listeners that are listening to this right now know that, obviously. Well, guess what? We just got accepted on Spotify to have our very own video podcast. So All of these shows, and a whole lot more, a bunch of guests, interviews, all of these are nicely organized. You could binge listen because I love listening to podcasts, right? When I go on trips or when I go in my car or go to the gym or go on walks with my dog, or even sometimes when I'm just lollygagging around the house, right? Doing chores or whatever. I love listening to podcasts. Podcasts have been the essential education for me in understanding the online ecosystem when I was first starting out years ago. I used to listen to podcasts on my way to teaching gigs. We have a podcast and we're on all your favorite players: Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher. We're everywhere. Google Podcasts. The Creator Economy podcast live stream show, plus interviews, plus expert guests. Everything you need to know on how to monetize your experience, skills, and creativity in the creator economy. So the link is in the description. It's in the show notes as well. Make sure you go check out our podcast. And it would really mean the most to me if you could write us a 5-star review. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. And it better be 5 stars because it's the best podcast on the creator economy on planet Earth. Hello? Hello? I mean, what are you kidding me? Yes, I love this. Dr. Elo, it's so good to see you. Personal branding equals public perception. Love it. I love that. So what most of my clients and a lot of people think when I say branding, they think of logos. They think of websites. They think of color palettes. They think of graphic design. They think of, all of these things that are in a way related to personal branding, but that's not what personal branding is. That's not what I mean when I say branding yourself. And that's not going to help you solve your problem of being successful with any of these 30 profitable business ideas for 2022. What I mean by branding effectively is related to your messaging. Your messaging. So we talked about solving a problem. We talked about audience behavior, making it about them. We talked about sales. This is, again, these are like the commandments of being successful at business. I know there's a bunch more, and I'd love to hear from you guys, but these are the essentials. For the sake of the show, sake of time, these are the essentials. Personal branding, yes, logo, avatar, branding, colors, graphic design, your website layout, and etc. Yes, that's a part of it. That's a part of your messaging, but understanding how to communicate what problem you can solve to the marketplace, that's branding. In every piece of content, every blog, every video, every live stream, every short, reel, TikTok, everything that you put out there, email, newsletter, you're creating a message, you're creating an impression in your audience, in your customer's mind, okay? And it needs to be clear, it needs to be concise, it needs to be easy to absorb and easy to understand. And everybody gets this wrong. I've said this many times on the show. You can have the greatest skills on planet Earth. You could be the greatest in your niche. You could be the most artful, the most accomplished. You can have the most degrees, the most accolades, the most certificates, the most awards, whatever, the highest grades, whatever. But if you don't know how to communicate that, it means squadoosh. Goose egg, giant goose egg. How am I going to know you're the best at what you do if you can't communicate that effectively to me? How am I going to know that you're the right person I should hire, the right person I should purchase my products and services from, if I don't even understand what's in it for me, if I don't even understand what you do, if I don't even understand how I'm going to benefit from it? Personal branding is literally synonymous with messaging. Your messaging needs to be essential. If you want to be successful in business, you need to know how to get that message across to your customers in a clear, easy to understand way, right? And it needs to be about them. I've got entire live streams and masterminds all about this, talking about messaging, right? What is it that you do? Can you say it in one sentence? The Creator Economy Livestream podcast show, helping you monetize your experience, skills, and creativity in the creator economy. That's one sentence. If you want to make more money doing something you love, you're in the right place. Period. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping you monetize in the creator economy. Your experience, your skills, your creativity. Whether you want to be a thought leader or build a personal brand, whether you want to build a YouTube channel, be a full-time content creator, whether you want to build an actual business like an e-commerce, digital products, services, or all of the above, I've got you covered. One sentence. Can you effectively communicate what you bring to the marketplace, what your business and brand can do for your audience, for your consumers, for your customers in one sentence? That's essential. And it doesn't have to be one sentence. I mean, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but it should be clear, it should be concise, and it should make sense to the people that you want to serve. So these are the essential ingredients. If you want to start a business, there's never been a better time to start a business than right now. There's never been a better time. This is the best time to be alive. The creator economy is thriving, and we're just at the beginning. It's just going to get bigger and better. I can't wait to see what the next 15, 20 years brings. Holy macadamia nut. I'm going to be there. I know you're going to be there. We're all going to be there. This is the time. There's never been a better time. But you got to understand what problem you solve. You got to understand human behavior. You got to understand sales. Okay. Sales is important. And you got to understand branding. And the last thing that I was going to say really relates, as I said, all of these are interconnected. You can almost say they're interchangeable. I mean, there's not really, much differentiation between all of these, kind of pillars, if you will, that I'm talking about. But the last thing I was going to say is you have to have a service mindset. A lot of people's egos get in the way of this. Naz, what do you mean service? I'm not here to serve my audience. I'm not here to serve my customers. I'm here to tell them what's what. I'm here to be, well, then you're not going to be successful. You have to have a service mindset. And what do I mean by a service mindset? Do everything, every aspect of your business, every process, system, campaign, product, service, every piece of content, every piece of marketing, every aspect of your business should bleed with a service mindset. Should come and look through everything with that lens of a service mindset. What benefit, what and how, and in what shape or form will this benefit and serve your customers, your audience, etc.? See, most people, they serve themselves. Most businesses, they think they know what's what for their customers. They think they know more than what their customers are. They don't even listen to their customers. And then they wonder why, why it's, I know you've heard this before. I'm trying to help you avoid this. I can't remember the statistic. Somebody share with me in the comments. What's the most businesses fail in the first year? How many is it? You know why? This is why. Okay, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years, 45% during the first 5 years, and 65% during the first 10 years. Only 25% of new businesses make it to 15 years or more. The reason why is because they don't have a service mindset. They don't listen to their customers. They don't listen to their audience. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business. If you don't have an audience, you don't have a content creation business. You don't have a YouTube channel. You don't have a Facebook channel. You don't have an Instagram channel. You need to make it all about them. That's what I mean by service mindset. Listen to your audience. Listen to your customers. Pay attention. Always study, always research, always think about what is going to benefit them. How can I help them? How can I serve them better? How can I be better at this? Understand their behaviors, their interests, audience psychology. What are their problems? What are their challenges? What are their pain points? What do they need to overcome? How can I solve that? How can my product or service solve that? That's what this is all about. So I'm giving you the list of 30 most profitable businesses in 2022. I vouch for and believe in all of them. It's a free downloadable guide. It's located in the description. It's located in the pinned comment. You can download that anytime. It's absolutely for free. It's yours. Take it. What this entire show has been about is the blueprint for success. You can take any of those business ideas and fail miserably without this blueprint, I believe, because I'm living proof of being successful for decades. I've made it past the 15-year mark. I'm a part of that, I guess, 25%. I want you to be a part of that 25% too. Let's make it 45%. I want you to succeed. There's no point in getting these business ideas if you don't have the blueprint for success. And that's what I've been talking about. So if you're just joining us or you're flipping through or you just happen to catch us, go back to the beginning, listen to it, take notes. I promise you, I vouch, I'm living proof that all of this stuff is essential. If you got some value from this stream, from this show, from this podcast, give me a hashtag yeah in the chat. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, now is the time for your questions. If you have any questions, just type a big giant Q, capital Q, in the comments, and then ask your question right afterwards. And if you've been, if this show, if you're interested in monetizing in the creator economy, if you're interested in being a full-time content creator, being a thought leader, starting a business, having a personal brand that allows you to get what I call not just more income or more money, but actual relevancy. Relevancy is synonymous with longevity and income over the long term. Then consider becoming an insider, because this is your surefire way to never miss another live stream, never miss another, newsletter, a new feature, a new way for you to monetize in the creator economy. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Dr. Elo. Appreciate that. Thank you, AL. So if you have any questions, now is your time. If live viewers, put a capital Q before your question and then ask your question. I'll get to it. And also, replay viewers, podcast listeners, you can leave a comment, or there is a questionnaire form in the description, in the show notes. You can fill that out, and I might answer your question live on the air on next week's show. Remember, we go live every single Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, talking about how we can help you monetize in the creator economy. So please make sure you become an insider. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I'd really, really appreciate it. Who has a question for Mua and our awesome Nez Nation family? So proud of you guys. I just absolutely love this community. This community just rocks. You guys pump me up every single week. You get me so excited. I can't tell you how much I'm grateful for you guys. And let me know too, what are some things that you'd like to see on the show? Because, hey, if I'm going to say listen to your audience, I need to practice what I preach, right? So let me know in the comments. Let me know, hey, Nez, can you talk about this? Or, hey, Nez, this is what I'm facing right now. Or, Nez, what do you know about this? Let me know. I might do an entire stream. That's what I do. As a matter of fact, I can almost guarantee I'm going to do a stream on it, or a video on it, or a video on demand. Every single one of my videos, every single piece of content comes from you. So without you, we don't exist. It's all coming from you, because I don't make content for me. I don't go live for me. I don't even need to go live for me. I don't need to create content for me. Why? I already know this stuff. I don't need to do it. It's for you. I actually genuinely hope that you find this stuff helpful and inspiring. If not, then I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll try to do better. Or maybe this show isn't for you. I don't know. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. So let me know, and we may create an entire video. We may create an entire show. We may create an entire podcast based on your idea. You'd be helping yourself, plus you'd be helping others. So how cool is that? Okay, we got a question from my man, Chris Stone. In your opinion, thank you, Chris, for your question. Good to see you, Walter. Walter Wayburn in the house. Good to see you. So Chris Stone says, in your opinion, what's the best way to determine where your ideal audience is? Try them all and see what sticks, then focus, or focus on certain platforms and analyze from there? This is a fantastic question. So the best way to determine where your ideal audience is really dive deep into what problem that you solve. So for example, okay, let's say you're a career coach, okay? Or you want to be a career coach, which is actually a very, very profitable business, especially if you're good at it, especially if you believe in it, especially if you have the skills to implement that and help somebody solve their problem. So who are the ideal people that you think you can serve? You need to research that. Who are the people who are looking for your help? Who are the people who can gain something, can benefit from your help? Well, probably, and I'm just kind of, saying this in small, even though I myself am an executive career coach, probably professionals who are looking to transition, who are maybe frustrated with their current position. They feel like they're not getting paid enough. They feel like they're not being respected, or maybe they've been passed over, et cetera, et cetera. Where would those people be? Where would they be residing? Well, for sure, number one, LinkedIn, right? And I do believe in a certain level of experimenting. And you're going to laugh at this, Chris, because if you really want to succeed, so that's one way to do it, is to really identify who are the people that can get the most out of what you offer, right? And then that should give you at least a clue of where those people reside. So if it is business professionals or executives, people who can afford your services too is really important. Well, then, the first place to go is LinkedIn, right? But a lot of people say stick to one platform, and I just think that's bogus. I think you need to have an omni-channel presence. There is truth to the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Because, there's algorithm changes. If there's one thing I know for certain, is change is absolutely certain. It's constant, especially in the online ecosystem. Algorithms change, terms of service change, platforms change, platforms die, right? Look at Vine, look at Periscope. So if you put all your eggs in Periscope and Twitter, well, you're screwed. If you didn't build a presence on YouTube, if you didn't build a presence on Facebook or LinkedIn, you're screwed. I have a presence everywhere. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Amazon, thanks to you. So, I believe in having an omni-channel. Well, Nez, isn't that spreading yourself too thin? No, it's not. It's being smart. Like, I have 2 or 3 core platforms that I focus on, YouTube being one of them, but I have an omni-channel presence. Obviously, you can't do 10 things at once, but you can have, I think, on the big 5, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I think having a presence on the big 5 is essential. And then maybe 2 or 3 of those 5 are the ones you focus heavily on. But I believe you have to have an omni-channel presence. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And a little bit of experimenting is really important. I really, truly believe that experimenting is important. Testing is important, because there is no such thing as the perfect audience, the perfect platform. So testing is important. Analyze, figure out where the best ROI is. Rinse and repeat, So I hope I answered your question. I hope that makes a little bit of sense, Chris. Let me know if you want to follow up, because this really is a great, great question. I would say Focus, probably your last part of your question is probably the one that I would stick to the most, which is focus on certain platforms, analyze what's working. If it's not working, like Twitch, for example, this is a great example, Chris. I used to go live on Twitch. I used to have Twitch be a part of my multi-live streaming because why not? Right? It's a new platform. It's a streaming platform. I've actually gotten clients from Twitch before in the past, but over the last 18, 24 months, I've been looking and paying attention and getting nowhere on Twitch with my content. So I don't have a presence there anymore. I don't need to be on there, right? I analyzed, I looked at the data, and the data should always tell you where to go. The data should always tell you where to go. And so that's very, very important. I hope that makes sense, Chris. Let me know. Okay, great. Thank you so much, sir. You're the best. You rock. Anthony has a question. Again, I'm taking your questions right now. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about the essential blueprints for running a business. I've got a free downloadable guide, the 30 most profitable business ideas for 2022. Make sure you go check that out. It's free. The link is in the comments. It's also in the description. So go check that out. It's absolutely free. What we've been talking about on this show is essentially what I feel are the key pillars so that you can turn one of those 30 profitable ideas into a long-term success story. That's my aim. Anthony Locke in the house, my man AL in the house. He has a question. Everyone has a greeting when they start their videos. For example, Elliot says, "What's up, Fire Squad? Is this important for content creation?" No, it's not. Nobody cares about your greeting. Nobody cares. The only reason somebody clicks on your video is because they want to get whatever the title and thumbnail promises. So if you're saying we're going to do a tutorial on, photography outdoors or something, the best way to shoot photography outdoors, that's all they care about. Whether you say, "Yo, Anthony Locke," or "Hey, Nez Nation," or "Hey, whatever," nobody cares. As a matter of fact, that's probably going to lower your retention. Nobody cares. Trust me. This is what I mean. That's something for the creator to feel important or feel cool, to have a phrase or greeting. No, nobody cares. I clicked on your video for one thing and one thing only. Get to it. I want to know how to shoot photography outdoors. I want to know how to cook that recipe. I want to know what the top 5 stocks to invest in are. I want to know how to build a personal brand. I want to know how, you know what I mean? That's all they care about. So it doesn't matter. You could just say, you don't even need a greeting. You don't even need a greeting, as a matter of fact. Just start with the content. Get right into the content. You don't even need a bumper. You don't need an intro. You don't need this, right? Which I actually do You don't need that. I mean, you don't need any of that stuff. Most people, nobody cares. 99.99% of people that click on your video are there for one reason only. The title and the thumbnail, the topic have all suggested and piqued my interest because you've made it about me. Now deliver the goods. That's it. So no, that doesn't matter at all. Great question though. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate that question. Fantastic. Don't forget, guys, we go live every single week. I'm bringing you, mountains of free content, helping you to monetize your skills, experience, and creativity in the creator economy. Make sure you become an insider right now. Go to professornez.com/insider. There is a link in the description. There is a link in the show notes. Become an insider. It's absolutely free. And it's your surefire way of always being on the latest, greatest, on the precipice, state-of-the-art, brand new ways, best ways you can monetize in the creator economy. Make some money with your brand, with your business, with your content. Make some real, anchored in reality, practical money. Don't you want to make money? Well, become an insider right now. Even if you subscribe to the channel, even if you follow, it doesn't always guarantee that you're going to get a notification. I still to this day am subscribed to some channels. I mean, to this day, I'm still subscribed to some channels. I still follow some people. I never get the notification. I never know when they're live. I never know when they release the latest video or podcast or whatever. I don't know. This is your surefire way to always guarantee that you're going to get notified, is to become a VIP member of the Nez Nation family and become an insider. And so you're always going to get the latest and greatest on how to monetize in the greater economy. I really, really appreciate if anybody has any last second questions, please let me know. Don't forget the 30 profitable business ideas of 2022 is located in the pinned comment. It's absolutely free. By the way, we don't share your email. We don't spam. You can ask anybody here. We're very respectful, and it's just not the Nez Nation way. We don't do that. So don't feel like, oh man, if I get the free download or if I become an insider, I'm going to get all. No. You're not going to get bombarded. Your email inbox is highly respected by us, and we don't share your email with anybody. No third party, nothing like that. Guaranteed. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go check that out. If you have any questions, if there's anything at all, come back to this YouTube video and leave a comment. And I respond to all the comments personally. Also, I'd love to hear how you discovered this show. Did you discover this on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter? Let me know in the comments. I'd love hearing that kind of stuff and where you're joining us from. I'd love to hear that from you. Again, I respond to all the comments personally. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know, Nez Nation. I'd love to hear from you. And so if there's no other questions, I just want to say on behalf of the entire Nez Nation family, I, Professor Nez, am wishing you the best with these 30 profitable business ideas. Check them out. I hope one day I can hear from you through an email or DM or whatever. Nez, I took one of those ideas and I ran with it. I implemented the blueprint that you discussed: audience psychology, solving a problem, service mindset, sales, branding, and I'm actually successful. Literally, that would mean absolutely everything to me. That would mean everything. This is why I do this. I want to hear those success stories. I'm not just doing this for kicks and giggles. I want you to, I know so many of these so-called personal brands and coaches and consultants and live streamers and podcasters, you get the impression that they're just doing it for themselves. I really could care less about myself. I want to hear those success stories. I want you to take one of these business ideas, really, really implement everything we've been talking about and create a new life for yourself where you're earning real money, doing something that you love, creating real impact for your customers and your audience. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Nez Nation. Peace.